Well, good morning and welcome to Godly Play. I'm going to begin today the way that I would begin with the children when they're in the circle. There was once someone who said such amazing things and did such wonderful things that people began to follow him. And as they followed him, they just had to know who he was. And one time, when they asked, "Who are you?" he said, "I am the light." Let's enjoy the light. I see the love of God in you. The light of Christ is shining through. And I am blessed to be with you, O holy child of God. Well, the light couldn't stay in that one place at that one time. The light needs to be in every place and every time. In this place, today. So watch. I'm going to change the light. I'm not going to blow it out or extinguish it. I'm going to change it. See? See how it's changing? Filling our room, becoming invisible. Everywhere you go in the room today, the light will be there. And when you leave, you will take the light with you. Are you ready for a story? In the beginning, the child was born. God asked Mary to be the mother of God. And the Word was born a wordless child. The father Joseph and the mother Mary looked after the child. And the child began to grow. When Jesus was 12 years old, he went with his family and with many others from their village of Nazareth to the holy city of Jerusalem for the high holy celebrations. When it was all over, they were returning home. When Mary and Joseph noticed that Jesus was not with them, they thought he'd been playing with the other children on the way. They rushed back and they looked everywhere for him. They found him in the temple, talking with the priests. He knew a lot, but he wanted to learn more. When they asked him, "What are you thinking?" he said, "Didn't you know I'd be in my Father's house?" Well, that confused them, but they remembered what he had said. When Jesus was about 30 years old, he went out to the Jordan River to be baptized by his cousin, John. At first, John refused, but Jesus insisted. When he came up out of the water, some people thought they saw a dove. Other people heard words, "You are my beloved Son. In you I am well pleased." Then Jesus came up from the water and headed into the wilderness to learn who he was and what his work was to be. He was in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights with very little to eat. While he was there, he heard a voice. And the voice was trying to get him to do things, to turn a rock into bread, to jump off of a high tower, to worship the voice. But Jesus refused. When the 40 days and the 40 nights were over, Jesus crossed back across the Jordan River. He crossed back across the Jordan River to do his work. But what was his work? His work was to come close to people. And especially to come close to people that no one else wanted to come close to. See, he has come close to a blind man. So close that he is touching the blind man's eyes. When Jesus came close to people, they changed. They could see things they had never seen before. They could do things they had never done before. They were made well. Jesus' work was also to tell parables. Finally, he knew he had to become a parable. And so he turned to face Jerusalem one last time. Now, in this story, we usually ask the people in the circle if there's something in our room that they want to go and get and put beside the tile to help us tell the story even more. Maybe those of you who know what's in this room might think about what you would put beside the tile, especially today's, that of the blind man being healed by Jesus. Or maybe there's something in your home that you could put beside any one of these tiles. Is there something in your home to help tell the story of the baby being born? Or help to tell the story of Jesus in the temple, or the story of Jesus' baptism, or the temptation in the wilderness, or the healing of the blind man? Maybe you could share with the people you were watching this story with what you might bring and what you might place behind which tile. I wonder. Well, thank you for joining me this morning. In a few minutes at 10:30, if you can stay around, we will live stream our Sunday morning celebration. So thank you.